In this video, we will see how to undervolt your CPU. There are a couple things to keep in mind before you proceed. First, your CPU should be from Intel only, and it should be upwards of 4th generation. AMD CPUs are currently not supported. And the second thing to keep in mind is it might void your warranty. So make sure you confirm before proceeding. Now, the first thing to do is download the software. So you can go to this link. This will be put in the description. From here, do not download the beta. They have stability issues, so just download the stable version. And after you download the stable version, this is the file you will get. Once you have downloaded, just open the file. From here, this file is the only one that we need. The others are not important. Extract this. So this is the file that we get. Now, before opening this, we should download another software called Cinebench. Go to the store, Microsoft Store, and from here search for Cinebench, then download and install it. After we install it, just launch it. Okay, so this is how the interface looks like. While I downloaded the Cinebench, the release was R20, so you might get a newer one, maybe R23. This software is usually used to benchmark the CPUs and see how they are performing, but in this case we will use it to stress the CPU and check the temperatures. Once that is done, open the Throttlestop. Once you open, you should get a warning, but just click on OK and proceed. So after opening the Throttlestop, this is the screen that you will see. You can use this button to minimize the interface so that it's a little simpler. So now go to the FIVR button. Before we start undervolting, let's take a note of the stock temperatures. So go to Cinebench and give this benchmark a run. Go back to core temp, Throttlestop, and then note the temperatures. Now let's begin undervolting. So copy what I'm doing here. Go to CPU core, check the unlock adjustable voltage. Go to CPU cache and do the same. And then go back to CPU core and slide the offset voltage slider by around 100 millivolt. Do the exact same for CPU cache. Check this option, then click OK. And with that, we have successfully undervolted our CPU. We can confirm that by going to the FIVR and then checking the value over here, the CPU core and the CPU cache. You see it shows minus over here, indicating that the undervolt was successful. Okay, so after you do that, just click on this clear button to reset the maximum temperatures and do another run of the Cinebench because we want to ensure stability. So if your Cinebench run was complete, then most likely your CPU is now stable. To ensure your stability further, you should try to run the Cinebench around 4 or 5 more times. And if it's still stable, you might want to proceed. So go to FIVR again. Now try to decrease the voltage even further. Let's go for 125 now. And remember, Both of these should have exact same values, the CPU core and the CPU cache. Again, clear the maximum temperatures and then rerun. You have to keep doing this until you find your stable point. So now all you have to do is keep doing this. Go to FIVR, reduce some voltage. So as you can see, we have reached a limit here. So you can increase this limit by going to this option 250 and then 250 over here. So just keep reducing this and keep running multiple passes of Cinebench to make sure that your PC is stable. Also make sure to note your last successful undervolt setting every time you try to go for a new one, because every time you go for a new one there is a risk that your PC might crash, and you should continue doing so until your PC crashes. And if it does crash, there is no need to worry. Just reboot your computer and then come back to your desktop and look for this file, Throttlestop configuration file, and just right click and delete it. Upon doing so, you'll notice when you reopen this software, it will start from the beginning. That is why you need to know the temperature of your last successful setting, so that you can just go to FIVR and you can just apply your last setting to it. Now if you have reached your undervolting limit and are still facing heating problem, then what you can do is throttle the speed of your CPU. You can throttle the speed by going to the FIVR again, and this time look for this part, the turbo ratio limit. So what you can do is reduce the maximum turbo speed of your CPU. For example, reduce it to 3000, which is 3 gigahertz. Just go on, click on OK, and then run the Cinebench again. Reducing your CPU speed will not cause the PC to crash, but it will definitely help with the temperatures. The only downside is that your CPU's performance will also decrease. Okay, so if you have any confusion, just let me know. I'll try to help you out.